Okay, so you've managed to get yourself a multi-data managed broadband, and as part of that you will be receiving in the post or via courier a grey package like this that contains your managed router. So what do we do next? Well, first of all, of course, it'd be a great idea to take it out of the packet. Get rid of that. There we are, that's what it looks like. Let's slide that out, and one of the first things we should do really is to check the contents of the box. Now inside we should find, let's have a look. Well, key thing is the router itself, of course, and you'll notice there's a sticker on the bottom. We'll come round to that in a moment. You should also have inside the box an all-important power supply with a 3-pin plug which just slides on like so. Actually it goes just like that, clicks in. We now have a power supply. You should also find a yellow approximately ½ meter long Ethernet cable. You should find a grey DSL cable that has the same sized plug at both ends, and a beautiful little blue and yellow multi-data filter. This is our ADSL filter. So that's good if we've got all of those components. Now we'll have a quick look at the router itself. If we look on the back, you'll see that we've got a grey DSL port. It's labelled DSL. We've got 4 Ethernet ports labelled 1 to 4. We've got a nice round hole here for our power supply, and we've got an on-off button that goes in and out. And that's quite important that you know where that one is, because one day our tech support guys will ask you to power down the router, and that's the button that you use to do it with. So first of all, let's look at setting the router up for a standard copper-based broadband such as a multi-data Xstream. First thing we want to do is put the grey DSL cable, put one end, doesn't matter which one, it's a little bit tangled up here at the moment, but it needs to go into the grey DSL port. It should make a nice resounding click as it goes in. Now the other end of this DSL cable will go into the appropriate socket on your blue and yellow filter. There are 2 sockets admittedly, but this will only fit into one of them, and it's the smaller of the 2. And this can now go inside or into your little white socket that you have for your telephone. If you do still want to use a telephone, then you will plug it in here into the socket labelled phone. Okay, so the next thing we probably should do is to plug in the power supply. So this is going to go into your main socket somewhere, 3-pin standard wall socket, and the other end goes into the round socket here labelled power. Pretty much ready to go, but you could, if you wish, plug into any of the yellow ports or the LAN ports, and the other end will go into your laptop. Switch the power on, and we should get on the router now some flashing lights going backwards and forwards, and after about 30 seconds to maybe 1 minute, everything settles down, the lights stabilise, and you should be able to go on the internet. At this point, if you prefer to use Wi-Fi rather than the direct Ethernet connection to your laptop, then you can do so. This is a wireless router, and on the bottom, you can't read it very well there, but you'll see a little sticker that has the SSID for the wireless and the SSID password. Now, once you've plugged in and you're on the internet, the router will light up on the multi-data managed broadband system, so we can see that you're alive and well, that your router is alive and kicking, and at that point, if you want us to change your SSID to something more appropriate, or you simply want us to change the password, you just need to give our tech support guys a call and ask them to do that for you. So that's using the router in a standard ADSL configuration. But what if you've got a fibre connection? Well, not a lot of difference, but this time if you have ordered the router to go on one of our FibreStream circuits, then it won't be shipped with the router because you won't need it. You won't need the grey DSL cable, we can do away with that completely. And all you will need is the yellow Ethernet cable. This end will go into the little white unit that BT's OpenReach engineer will have left behind. There is only one socket on it, so you can't go wrong. And this one must go into the LAN socket labelled number 1, or LAN 1, which is the one on, let's see, yes, it's this end. So they go from right to left. So you plug that in, power up in the same way as you did for ADSL standard, and you're in business. Again, the lights will flash and stabilise and you'll be online. Now, if for any reason you're unable to connect to the internet, then don't hesitate to call 0845 555 3322, select option 2 for support, and then option 4 for broadband support. It would be very helpful if you could have the number of your phone line that the broadband is running on to hand.